Hey guys, it's Tommy CM, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Planet Coaster Spotlight. As always, if you do enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are new, as it really does help me out. And if you do want me to check out any of your creations, let me know in the comments down below. Today's Spotlight is on the Comet recreation. This was built by poopsitout, who still is my favourite username on the PlayStation Workshop. And the Comet is obviously, as a recreation, it is a real life coaster. The description he's put says, "This classic Woody looks amazing on the skyline of any park. 4 metre smooth and comes with realism theming. Use the signs to place the coaster," which I have done just here. There's a sign just below that says "not visible," just so it's placed down at the right level. And then it says put the there was pathing signs as well. There's some arrows, so I've put the pathing in just so you get kind of the feel of the pathing layout. Lighting and a photo sequencer is in the ride. This coaster began life as the Crystal Beach Cyclone. Now this was the most infamous wooden coaster in history, known for having a nurse's station at the exit that gave out splints. Over the years, the Cyclone was rebuilt with a new layout, which is what we have today, which is called the Comet. Sorry, and this was named as the best wooden coaster in the world in 1995. So yeah, this is like I say, if you don't know the history of this, essentially the Cyclone was built in the 1920s, I believe, and was pretty much the most extreme coaster of its time. The first drop was I think it gave out about 4 Gs. I'll be honest, I didn't know much about this coaster until I've loaded this up, and I got the message off Poops about his recreation. So I kind of looked into the history of it. So essentially, it was built in the 20s. Lots of people, very very popular ride, and it did have a sort of a tragic incident in its lifetime, and then. I think it was in the 40s, the park was struggling financially, so what they did was they rebuilt the ride. They used 60% of the existing steel and wood, so technically it is a hybrid coaster. But I know Poops obviously built a wooden coaster here. Now that's because it's not a hybrid in the sense of like an RMC hybrid. It's a hybrid in the sense of it's a wooden coaster, but it uses steel supports. But that's it. So. But yeah, it was rebuilt into this layout in the 40s, and then it relocated to New York in the 90s. So yeah, that's sort of the back history of it. Nothing too extreme in terms of theming. Obviously, we've got the station, and then we've got a bit of a transfer track just here that kind of stops down on this section, ready to switch over. You've also got the control panel, etc. there, the wires, the little box there, you've got an aircon unit. So yeah, lots of details on there. There's the photo, there's the camera, and the which will be part of the theming. You've got the flags there, as towards the end of the bend. You've got a little canopy over the drop, and then you've also got flags down the other end. The other thing to point out, obviously you've got these, you've got the wooden panels just there, but these are also custom supports as well, as you can see there. Now I think they look fantastic because they genuinely do look like they belong on that coaster. So yeah, you got some there, some on the other side, and then you got some in the middle section here as well, where the Comet sign sits. Also in here, you've got some more custom supports on this section. Now, being from the UK, I've not been on the Comet. As I said, I didn't know too much about it, in all honesty. But reading up on it, it's obviously had a very interesting history, and also I'm a big fan of Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the UK, which has a lot of old classic wooden coasters itself. Such as the Grand National. Such as the other coasters there, the Big Dipper. That's it. I'm struggling to think of it off the top of my head. Then, yeah, Big Dipper and Grand National being the two that come to mind there. So, yeah, really big fan of wooden coasters. I do love how classic they look, and you can just see as this coaster goes around here, as we look at it off the ride, how smooth the coaster is. It's not you know, the speed isn't out of control. And I know, you know, I know it doesn't look the most thrilling of coasters. You know, some people want the most intense ride possible every time, but wooden coasters don't do that. Wooden coasters are all about the airtime, all about you know, all about the smoothness and the airtime. The good old classic woodies are. So I think we'll go and take a POV. We'll take a ride on it. I have just noticed down here. Let me just get the train going down just there, just so we're not bumping into any of the ground. And I believe there's a section. Is there a section here? Nope, that's already been done. Yeah, I already did that bit. So, as I say, that's that. We'll go and hop into the station. We'll pause it there just before that goes again. Hop in here. Again, I wasn't expecting much from the station in terms of, you know, OTT theming, but it looks very, very natural and very realistic. This station building, nothing, as I say, nothing too sort of extravagant, but it's exactly what you'd expect from a classic wooden coaster. I love the fact that the operator's there with a little control panel, and obviously we've got the other controller back here, looking very sad. Look at that, look, staring through his eyes. Look, staring through his eyes. He's got a monitor and a book, so he's set up for the day. So we'll hop on here. I mean, those are the results. They're very. I mean, as I say, the physics of this game aren't that realistic in terms of comparing it to real life. I do know that the max speed of this in real life is 55, so it's about there in terms of speed. So that's always a good gauge. And as I say, no thrilling inversions, but there is 11 airtime moments. So, you know, that's what the wooden coasters are all about. So we'll hop in, and we will go for a ride on the Comet. Love that. That was such a good wooden coaster. That was. You can tell that Poops has used the 4-meter method. That ride was so smooth. All of these, you know, all of the banking turns there. Everything was so nicely paced. I know we looked at this before, you know, from off the ride sort of view, but it was so well laid out, so nicely controlled. You know, really can't fault that at all. In terms of the build of it, as I say, I've not been on the Comet. I've not seen it in person, only from photos, so I can't judge for myself how like for like it is on that. If you have been on it, then do let me know in the comments. But from looking at that, I have no reason to question why that isn't a real wooden coaster and why that isn't what it actually looks like. Because, as I say, fantastic work. Let's just watch it coming down the drop here. Look at that, just so smooth, so nicely paced, absolutely brilliant stuff. But yeah, great job from Poopsitout out there. If you did enjoy that, I'll leave it in the description. I'll leave the details for it down there. Obviously, you know, you can feel free to put it in your park. Obviously, if you do, make sure you credit Poopsitout. You know, so you don't take other people's work. But yeah, and also if you do enjoy the video, you know, if you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are new. But other than that, I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.